This is the first episode of a series I call Some Wonderful Maps, in which I talk about maps made in Fall Guys Creative that I enjoyed. I'm hoping to make this into a monthly series, and this episode will be light as I didn't play all that much during the month of January. With almost every update, we usually get new obstacles and new parameters to existing objects. This level is built to showcase those things. The layout is very simple. You walk in a straight line and make progress by going up a level with either the help of the jumps or this plank seesaw thing. You start out by destroying this face, which introduces us to the first gimmick, that being destructible objects. Once you do that, you can either take the side path, which is moving in the opposite direction, or the very obvious middle path, which shakes as you land on it, which showcases the second gimmick, that being physics-enabled objects. This trend continues with the coolest part of the level, and that's the puncher hitting the seesaw, causing it to move. Every part is blocked off by faces, which creates a nice sense of familiarity. The middle part is this cascading box section in which you have to make your way through as the boxes that are bouncing up and down in an asymmetric pattern, which does showcase the ability or gimmick to add gravity to an object. The last floor incorporates the rotation controller. I love how the spinning plates sort of tease that this floor is all about rotation. You're supposed to get on the arms with this bean, clearly indicated by the arrow, which also tells you what direction it's going to go in. You end the level by going up this small incline and are greeted by makeshift crowns on some pillars. Overall, this level isn't the most impressive or mind-blowing thing in the world, but it does its main objective well, which is to show off the new gimmicks in a simple and digestible way. Colors and patterns are used well, checkpoints are plenty, and I also love the two Fall Guys statues in the background. The posing is dynamic, which didn't need to be done since most players will never see them while playing, which shows off how much love and care was put into this level. This level is built around two things, drums and aqua-colored slime. The thing I love about this level is how it has some form of logic. The pipes are connected to something, or a reservoir in this case, and that probably contains the slime that's being poured out on the pipes. And this is a constant thing you'll see throughout the level. The Beanmobile sinking into the slime is just a nice touch. A lot of Z fighting on the drums, but that's whatever I suppose. The second section is very straightforward. We see the slime being poured into the object, and you could say it's overflowing, which explains the pool of slime. And as for the next section, I do wish the slime was raised up more, as this one has a lot of slime pouring out of the pipes. Either way, this level was short, slimy, and fun. If it showed up again and explore, I'd play it. This is the first community level I've played while live streaming. Someone in my chat said that this map is a mix of Mushroom Gorge and Piranha Pipeline, and honestly, that's a great comparison. I'll be honest, I do wish the first mushroom that's at the start of the map actually bounced you higher, because it's pretty annoying trying to land on the slime slide. I'd rework that section to make it easier to get into the pipe. I will say, I love how the fans are placed and made to look like air vents. Very nice touch. I do wish the bollards at the end of the pipes weren't there, or there weren't too many of them, but it's a very minor issue. Now this is where the Mushroom Gorge comparisons kick in. You can choose two paths, the left or the right. The left side has you bouncing on top of these shrooms, the red ones to be exact, whereas the black ones will take you up a level. You then proceed into the blue pipe and slide your way across, and the blasters will take you up. You'll also have to dodge some walls, but overall this is a super simple section. Whereas if you took the right side, you'd have to go into the orange pipe, and this part is pretty easy to traverse for the most part, though it does have some obstacles as a way to not make it a total cakewalk. It's laid out pretty logically. The top path has you needing to slide down, which is the fastest way of going about it, whereas at the bottom can be tackled by running since you have to stay on the same level. You eventually make it to this area with the purple pipe, and I love the usage of slime since it really sells the fact that you're in a sewer. The cobweb is a nice touch as well. You then proceed to the final section with the bridge and hammer, and I just took a minute to appreciate this breathtaking view. This level was a delight to play. I wonder how many maps are going to feature from this creator in 2025. If you've played a level made by Pin, you know you're about to play a well-made level, and this is no exception. I won't go into detail about every little thing added, or I'd be here for an hour. This level, as its name implies, is entirely based on space and sci-fi or science fiction. You're greeted with this absolute beautiful view of the map in its entirety. You'll see throughout this map, but this holographic effect just fits well. The sections are incredibly tight and well crafted, and you go to the next section via this tube, which is meant to emulate the low gravity zones. Either way, you're met with the trademark speed arches last for a short time but drop you off at the end of a particular section that this creator is fond of doing. Not a fan of it, but that's just me. I feel like the turnstile wasn't necessary as you can go around it, but I guess when everyone arrives, you won't be able to do the skip like I did. The thing with this level is that you're never doing the same thing for too long, which helps the level feel engaging and fun. Although my favorite part of the entire level is how you go up this tube and you hit something and seemingly respawn at the top. I don't know how people do this, but it's just incredibly effective when used sparingly. The last section has a see-through floor which made me smile for some reason. The colors used in this level is nothing short of incredible. One of the highlights of Midatonic's focus on color with the color palette added in Scrap by Stumble AK 11.2. The name of this level is absolutely metal as hell. I love it. At the speed of death just sounds just so raw. I love it. I'll be the first to admit I have a soft spot for levels that make you go as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog, and this level does that in spades. You basically try not to get killed by the slime wall, and once you get into a rhythm, the map becomes trivial but so satisfying to play. Not every single map needs to look like a masterpiece to be enjoyable, and this one proves that to me. Not much to say, it's just a dumb fun map that makes my dumb brain happy. Dabbing Fall Guy in the Big 25 is crazy. This level is one of those maps where it being in the sky fits well, and it really leans into that with the clouds being used to support objects and obstacles. The starting section gives you multiple ways of tackling it. I personally chose the middle trapeze path, which was not worth it. The second section blew me away the first time I saw it, and is the reason why I'm actually featuring it in this video. It just could be because of how open it got all of a sudden, but the statue pouring what looks like water from the bucket just made me so happy. I can't explain why, it just did. And I also love the hints of medieval throughout the level. And I'll admit, the rest of the level is decent. It has you going in a loop and upwards by the means of a puncher, which is pretty neat. They could have used a blaster, but I'm actually glad they actually decided to use a puncher because you can actually hide it. And with the blaster, it would have shown the waves when it went off, but with a puncher, they're actually able to conceal it and actually have it only appear when it needs to. You only have to go up 3 levels, which is great, plus it's pretty simple to traverse all things considered. The overlapped finish line is awesome. Pretty neat how they put the flying bot underneath the finish line as a way to make it seem like it's floating in the air. The courtyard with the statue was a highlight of the level for me. Just how open the area was made it stand out more. But nah, this is genuinely my favorite level out of everything I featured in this video, and a level that I first played while live streaming. I was going to record myself playing this map a few times for the purpose of this video, but I got so into it that I played it around 20 times. Starting off with the premise, this reminds me of Wipeout, which is one of the inspirations behind Fall Guys. This is one of the few levels that I think looks great with the digital theme, and the colors really sell the sports/challenger feel I believe the creator was going for. Balancing beam with obstacles on it is a staple, and it pulls it off decently, but something you can get down if you played enough like I did. The Aegis is well implemented, but on occasion it has screwed me over, but that's a very rare case. The second part of the level is by far the hardest and what I spent most of my early games trying to master, and it seems random, but once you learn the pattern and realize that 2 balls can come out at once, it becomes trivial. Although the second set has ruined more runs than I care to admit. It's really hype when you can get through it without respawning. Now here comes a gripe or a complaint I have. There's no checkpoint at the start of the rolling pin section, and I've had runs where I reached the end and got squished and I had to redo the rolling ball section. I genuinely hope Mix considers adding one. I think this level is a great contender for a creator spotlight, and it should be added to it. Putting a checkpoint there would make this level fun for the average player, especially one that struggled to pass the rolling ball zone. The last section would definitely be way easier with multiple people. You basically need to put these cubes on the pressure plate to turn off the gate. However, I found a way to skip that. What you basically have to do is jump on top of the beam and go around the gate. I call this gate skip. You're able to do this at the second one as well, although it's more challenging, but it can be done. I wonder if this was intentional, because the beams have collisions which could have easily been turned off, and I hope gate skip doesn't get patched because it's made running this map so much more fun and adds a level of skill. I'll be playing this more and more, trying to get a faster time. My current record is 1 minute and 8 seconds. This level plays well and looks great, from the slime to the border. I hope this map gets added to Creator Spotlight and that a checkpoint gets added to the start of the rolling pin section. Wink wink. I'll be live streaming once or twice a week here on YouTube, and I can't wait to play even more creative levels made by you guys. So I'm hoping that February's episode will have more levels for me to feature. Tap the video on screen to watch a video where I go over my first live stream and how it's changed me as a person. And a special thank you to our Max Tour aka $5 members, Jumpin' and Runnin', Deckle, the Editor, T-Man, a Random Guy, and the Salt TM for your support as always.